Let me begin with a few words about the company and about why our ability to ask tough questions of ourselves has led to our transformation in the face of global change. From the moment you got up this morning, you were in contact with DuPont materials. Whether it was the titanium dioxide in your toothpaste, the nylon filaments on your toothbrush, your kitchen countertop, which I hope was made from corian by DuPont, the super strong fibers of Kevlar in the tires on your 4x4, or the 10 components which could have been in a photovoltaic module either on your house, on the roof of your house, or at your workplace. DuPont was also probably present in the seeds and ingredients that eventually became your lunch today, and the packaging it came in to keep it fresh. Our nutrition and health ingredients were definitely in your rugbrod and EMEA this morning, and in every second ice cream you may have anywhere in the world. We describe ourselves, as Lillian said, as a 21st century science company. Vision is to be the world's most dynamic science company and improve people's lives through science. Now, when I talk about dynamic science, I mean science that is constantly anticipating and addressing market needs. For DuPont in the 21st century, dynamic science means using biology as well as chemistry and other scientific disciplines to develop sustainable products that address some of the world's most pressing challenges. We're in our 209th year as an enterprise and have grown and moved in directions that our predecessors would find, I think, surprising. But what wouldn't surprise them is that innovation and creativity have been rooted in a foundation of values that have remained constant. A commitment to safety, health, and the environment, integrity and high ethical standards, and treating people with fairness and respect. So today, our products and solutions, as Lillian said, are marketed to virtually every industrial sector in the world. And even though we have transformed our company several times in our history, we're constantly asking ourselves the question, are we doing the right things to build a stronger company, help solve the world's toughest problems, and build a brighter future for people and for the planet? Our strategies and technologies and those products are increasingly geared to the big global challenges, what we call megatrends, and all of which are linked to the growth in world population, which I'm sure you have heard is projected to reach 9 billion by 2050. Last year, in fact, the global population reached the 7 billion mark. Such growth brings with it many, many issues. According to many experts, food production has to increase by 70% to meet the global demands in 2050. And global energy consumption will increase 60% by 2030. These projections present very real societal challenges. For us, these megatrends have become the key drivers of our strategy, and they really complement our scientific strengths. 3/4 of our annual $2 billion of research and development investment is aligned with these megatrends. The 3 megatrends we're focused on are decreasing our dependence on fossil fuels, meeting demand for more and healthier food, and protecting people and the environment.
But I would like to ask you, you talk about global awareness, you talk about better, safer, healthier life for people everywhere. So tell us, how can the world's biggest chemical firm embrace greenery and make toxic chemicals at the same time?
So if I leave here this evening, there's one thing I want you to remember. We're a science company, okay?
Yeah, I know it's on your website.
Chemicals really accounts for, I think it's something like 15-16% of our sales these days. The 30% of our business is in agriculture. And it's supplying seeds, it's supplying crop protection products, which, are chemicals, and it's providing nutrition and health products, all of which come from natural resources. So, I think we're migrating. Chemistry is part of what we do, but we're combining that now, I think, as many companies have to solve companies' problems. The world is demanding sustainability. And one of our former CEOs was talking about sustainability back in the 90s. He actually wrote a book about it. But it hadn't really caught on. And I think it is catching on now because people start to see some of the issues that the world's faced with, whether it's climate change, whether it's reduction in natural resources, etc. So we have to get onto a different path. And companies have to do that in the same way as consumers have to do that.
And as you said, back when you bought Pioneer, the largest US producer of hybrid seeds for agriculture, I hope that's right, DuPont was transformed from chemicals into, let's say, the biggest biotech firm, I guess. So science company now, but science or not, chemicals still remain a part of your company. Mm-hmm. So how does making a better world and, you know, still polluting go hand in hand? How do you kind of sell that off?
But you're equating chemicals with pollution. Mm-hmm. I think I said earlier, any chemist in the room will maintain very clearly that chemistry is part of everything we do. And you know, you can operate chemical operations without polluting. In fact, that's the way you have to operate them. So operating things with respect for the environment, safely, that's what we do day in, day out. And that's, you know, I sit on the chemical industry executive in Europe, and that's what we want all companies to do.
So this is not on your shift, but still in 2010, within the required permits, of course, legally, the number 4 most polluting company in the United States was DuPont. Don't you, as a CEO, can find the balance difficult when you, on one part of the company, feeds the hungry people of the world, but the other hand, of course, pollute waterways?
Well, again, I think you said within permits. Obviously, we try and minimize all our waste, as most companies in this room do, because waste is money. But we also respect legal requirements. But if you want to say we're you know, that's the way your perspective is of it.
No, I'm just thinking that for you, because you know you have a key interest of making the world a better place, but still the company still makes money on the other hand. Sure. So it is kind of a dilemma, also in the public eye.
Every company is trying day after day after day to improve. Mm-hmm. You know, and no company, none of the companies in this room are perfect. But all we can do is commit to being better day after day after day, and that's what we commit to. We commit to being more sustainable. We're one of the first companies to put out their sustainability goals, which we met a few years early. So we've put out some more sustainability goals, which deal with water, which we believe is going to be a major issue for the world. So that we did an assessment of our sites to look at where are the sites that are in water-stressed areas, and what do we do about that so that we don't use too much water.
Let's turn to the alternatives. During this year's World Economic Forum in Davos, you, along with a lot of partners, including Danish Novozymes, made an alliance. Together you will enhance the perspective of a new generation of bioethanol. Many say that fossil fuels look good on paper, but it's not very good for business. Do you agree?
The fossil fuels or biofuels?
Let's say both of them, actually.
Oh. I don't know, you better ask fossil fuels to Dev next. Well, I think, you know, as I said, the world is going to go into a phase with 9 billion people on the planet where we're going to need all the technologies possible, whether it be to power our aircraft, our ships, our cars, whatever. So biofuels is not a magic bullet to replace fossil fuels. It's just not possible. But I do think there will be a greater mix of fuels. And that will range all the way from fossil fuels through to electricity. So you'll have electric cars, and biofuels will play a role in that. The key thing is that the biofuels need to be sustainable. So, you know, while we're faced with feeding 9 billion people, we have to make sure that biofuels come from cellulosic raw materials, which is waste materials that you don't need for foodstuffs.
But as you say, the energy consumption will rise like with 60% or something within the next 25 years. It's a huge challenge. But non-fossil fuels are at such an early stage. Can it ever become a good business? Can you make money of it?
Yes, I think you can make money out of it. I think people do make money out of it. And I think whether that's photovoltaics, whether it's wind, whether it's... But I mean, a lot of these technologies are at very early stages. And it's very difficult to compare mature industries with relatively new industries. They have to get up to scale. And when they get up to scale, then you find that they will make money.